Hi, I'm Andrea, and this is Prepping for Everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to get, gather, purchase, shop, and prepare 10 items so you can survive a natural disaster. Disasters include floods, fires, hurricanes, volcanoes erupting, and even a power line down in your neighborhood. If this should happen and you lose electricity for 24 hours or more, this will get you started on your first prepping kit. I'm going to show you 10 items that you put in a kit in your home, in your office, in your car, in your dorm room. This is if you are staying in place. So let's say the lights go out one day and you don't know what to do. These are 10 items that I can show you how to get. Now, when you go shopping for your items, it doesn't have to be a big haul. Your items just have to be meaningful. If you go to ready.gov/kit, this is a great online tool and reference. That's ready.gov/kit. This will give you 10 items. 10 basic items like I'm going to show you how to prepare and survive a natural disaster. Get your notebooks, your pens, your pencils if you want to take notes, and let's get started. First of all, I went to Target and got a black tub about this big with wheels and a handle. You can go to Walmart, you can go to your local hardware stores, buy an inexpensive black tub, then place it in one place in your apartment, home, dorm room, even your car. So we're not going to escape the disaster, we're going to survive it. The number one thing you need to survive a natural disaster is water. In my apartment, I have 3 40-count flats. That's 120 bottles of water. FEMA states that you need 1 gallon per person per day. That's 1 gallon per yourself and every person in your home or your office or your dorm room per day. Start with 3 days and then work up to 2 weeks. When I first started prepping, I was overwhelmed. I didn't want to know how to rappel a building. I didn't know how to sleep in a tent or even start a fire. So these are basic things you can do so you don't panic. So the number one thing you need is water. Again, start with 3 days worth of water. That's 1 gallon per day. Work up to 2 weeks, and then you can work up to 1 year. If you want to purify your water, a safe way to purify it is with bleach. You can get Clorox bleach and take a 1/8 teaspoon of bleach and put it in 1 gallon of water. So let's say you have a sewage problem in your community, in your city, and they're suggesting that you boil water. Well, you can also put 1/8 teaspoon in the water per gallon and boil it. Now, if you can't boil it, you can leave it in a bucket. Let's say you need to bathe with it, but that's an excellent way to purify. Everything that I've purchased today, by the way, I want to make a disclaimer. I do not have sponsorship for any of these items. I've been prepping since 2017. So these items, everything is under $20. A few items are a bit more. But like I said, your haul doesn't have to be expensive, just meaningful. So with the water, you could also get Alexa Pure if you want to purify your water. It's a survival spring straw. You put the water in the survival spring, and this you can order online for about $17, and it purifies the water and it clears out about, it says 99.9% or pre-filtering pathogens, bacteria. So that's something you could order online. The number 2, you have to have fire for cooking. So in order to have fire, the safest thing that I've found is a butane stove. This was about $20 at Walmart. You put the butane in the stove right here, and you can buy those at Ace Hardware. You can buy butane at Walmart. You can go to Home Depot. You can order butane yourself if you don't want to pick it up. Sometimes grocery stores have butane as well. And you want to make sure that you can cook. This will cook a full meal. You may not be able to bake, And then also, again, to boil the water, you might want to pick up one of these for $12. This is Ozark Mountain Trail, and you can get those for about $12 at Walmart. If you can't cook inside and you don't have one of these stoves, there are two things we can teach you about in future shows. You can build a bottle rocket stove with brick. My friend and I, we built a brick stove. You start with one layer of bricks, a second layer, you put an old grill on top of the 2 layers of bricks, more layers of bricks, and then another grill on the top. So in a future show, we'll teach you how to build one, or you can buy a fire pit. You can also use charcoal grills. But if you're in an apartment and you don't have access to these things, you can always go to a neighbor's house. But we'll show you how to build a rocket stove. You can purchase a fire pit, or you can purchase your butane stove. They're all safe ways of cooking if the electricity goes out. Number 3, to light these sources, you're going to need lighting tools. Pick these up at the dollar store. You can pick up Kingsford, Bic. Start collecting lighters and fire sources of all kinds. Take an inexpensive Ziploc bag, and I picked up some from our local stores, Super Saver and Hy-Vee. You can pick up Scripto lighters, Bic lighters. Start saving them. Remember, you need up to 3 days. So just start collecting your fire sources to light your stove and your grill and your fire pit. Now, if the lights go out, you're going to need batteries. I used to have tubs, those shoe boxes you get at the dollar store for $1. So I would go scrounging through my utility closet for batteries. The number 4 thing you need is to get all your batteries together. Because I got tired of looking through shoe boxes in my utility closet, I picked this up for $14. It's a Battery Daddy, and for $14 and some change, it's the best thing you could ever have in your home, your apartment, even in your car. The back side stores all AAA batteries. The front side stores all the different types of batteries. And for $14, it's peace of mind. The other day, my roommate asked for 2 AA batteries. I went to my kit, my plastic tub in my home underneath the table, and I went right to the batteries. So that's number 4. Number 5 is candles. Everybody loves to go to the dollar store and get candles. These candles are safe and efficient. You can put 1 in each room of your house. Make sure you check on it and don't leave it fully unattended. A Yankee candle has 110 to 150 burn hours. That's a lot of time in an emergency. And they also smell good. Tea lights. You can get ball or mason jars. You can get candles from the dollar store, candle holders, and put tea lights in. These have about a 3 to 5 hour burn time. They're very handy. These are also safe to put in little jars and candle holders. But make sure you have candles for each place in your home. Now, this is my personal hack, and I don't know if it's going to work on camera today, but if you take solar lights and put them in your windowsill and then place them in a bucket, or if you want to get fancy, you can put them in a vase. So if the lights go out, what if your kids need something to do? You can give them these lights. Now, we need a cloth to put over it to make the lights go on. So I'm hoping this works on camera. But if we put the cloth over it, supposedly the lights will go on. And I can't turn the lights off, but these will go on in the event of an emergency. So last night I tried them. I put a towel over the bucket, and if the lights go out, you have a quick hack, a quick lighting hack for $5. I bought these for $1 a piece, and I put a rubber band on them. So if you've got kids that want to walk around and give them something to do, it's a quick lighting hack. Number 6, communication is important. When the electricity goes out, you want to know what's going on. I do. I want to know in the event of a tornado, how close is the tornado? How close is the wildfire? Remember, California has wildfires. Buffalo had a storm. Houston had a storm. You want to know. So Get yourself an inexpensive radio. This is a NOAA weather radio. I bought one. I stuck it in my window. It charged up in 24 hours. This NOAA weather radio has radio stations, music, and on the weather channel, when you turn it on, it'll tell you how close the storm is. It will give you 6 to 7 days of information when you turn it on, and it'll repeat it over and over again. So you know where the storm is, where the fire is, so you can stay safe. Now, cell towers may stay on, they may not in the event of an emergency. Everybody has a cell phone or mobile phone these days, but I would suggest getting, NOAA is a really good brand. I bought one for $29 online. You can buy them all, as much as $80 to $149, or you can go to your local store and get a radio, and it will tell you what's going on in the event of an emergency. Number 6, communication is important. Number 7, first aid kits. You can get first aid kits that are already made up. I got these at Walmart. You can get them at Target. You can get them at hardware stores. Remember, you don't have to go online to get everything. You can get this for inexpensive. Just make sure your first aid kit is meaningful. This one has 140 items. This one has 250 items. This is handy. Everything is put together. Now, if you want something different, at the dollar store, I got Pepto-Bismol, Wonder Woman batteries, anti-diarrheal. Witch hazel is for antiseptic to clean wounds. There's no hurt tape. There's some cortisone cream and some Neosporin. Also some Alka-Seltzer Plus. Also, I got this when the dollar store was $1. You can make your own kits if you don't feel the kits that are made up have the items that you need. Now, this is a little advanced, and in the next show, we're going to teach you how to make a tourniquet. But this is a wound kit. It has gauze strips, no hurt tape, so it doesn't hurt the skin around your wound. If you'd happen to get a gunshot wound, that's not like an everyday living thing, but you never know. And then 2 tourniquets. Now, the reason I ordered this is because it has good instructions. I'm not a nurse, I'm not a doctor, but I would like to know how to stop the bleeding on a wound. So on one of our shows, we're going to have a gentleman named Luke. He's going to teach us how to use a tourniquet and how to make a splint. But remember, today's show is the 10 basic things you need. So this is a little bit advanced. It's a wound care kit. It costs about $14. But it has really good instructions. And on that note, when you get things, make sure you read the instructions, go online, use your tools and resources, read a book. I go through everything in my kit and I learn how to use it. Some of these things are packaged, but I go through everything I get within a day and find out how things in my kit should work. And when I put it in my big black tub, everything is right there, so you can go right to it. So number 7, first aid kits and wound care kits. Number 8, warm clothes. Now, I can't tell you how many times I've been caught in a rainstorm and been in my car or even in my home and I don't have a raincoat handy. So make sure you have plenty of these. Go to the dollar store, get ponchos for everybody in your family. Women's, men's, kids. And then this is even an oversized poncho. I found 2 of them for $5. The Totes brand makes some. You can also order these online. Make sure you have warm clothes, rain gear, boots, socks, gloves, hats. Make sure you have these put in your toolkit for everybody, for elderly people, for your kids. Maybe your dog has a dog coat or your cat has a cat coat. Make sure. Think of everybody. So warm clothes, socks, gloves, and make sure you have your rain gear handy. So that's number 8. Now, when we're sheltering in place, the next item you need on your top 10 list is a collection of things. You want to make sure that you have a tarp. You can get these at the dollar store for a whole $1. You can go to Ace Hardware and get bigger tarps. but you want to make sure you have tarps. Let's say a window breaks in a tornado and you don't want people coming in, you don't want debris coming through your window. You want to have your tarp. Along with that, you want to make sure you have plastic sheeting. Now, this plastic sheeting is for a window. If you get the bigger plastic sheeting, it's black. This one is heavy duty. You could seal a whole, it's 4 mil, so you could seal a whole wall. You never know. Maybe somebody crashes into your house, maybe a tornado breaks your windows or your whole side of a wall. You can secure this wall. You can use duct tape, a hammer, and nails, but you want to make sure and have these. These are in your tub. In the tub, put the sheeting together with your hammer, your nails, and your duct tape. Make sure you get this. This has many uses. The top 10 thing you need, besides plastic sheeting and zip ties, is a toolkit and a sewing kit. Put things together in a bag in your kit. You may have toolkits in your garage and in your car, but make sure you have a toolkit. Include screwdrivers, pens, rubber bands, a Sharpie, a scissor, and a pair of pliers. Pliers is on about every list that I have researched. The other day, my roommate dropped a jar down in the disposal. It would have cost me over $100. I kid you not, I had this in my kitchen as a backup. I used the pliers to get in and get the glass out of the disposal. I saved over $100. Pliers, scissors, screwdrivers, pens, pencils, rubber bands, Sharpies have many uses. This is in my toolkit in my tub that I have in my living room, in my apartment. So if you don't have a whole lot of room, instead of going and grabbing your big toolkit, this is your makeshift toolkit. The other part of the top 10 is your sewing kit. I got this for $2 at a secondhand store. It's not big, but it's useful. It's got some thread, it's got a scissor, and it broke, so I thought, you know what? We need twist ties. So I made a latch with a twist tie. So in my sewing kit, I have some thread, something to cut the thread, needles, and safety pins. And you never know when you're going to need a safety pin. So for $2, I got this handy sewing kit. Toolkits and sewing kits, number 10. Now, here comes the bonus round. So get ready to write. Additional items that you're going to need, and this is one of my favorite parts of having a kit, are things to clean yourself. In the event of an emergency, the grid may be down, the electricity may be down for more than 24 hours. You might want to go to your store, and the dollar store had this off-brand, and the grocery store has Tippy Toes. I like Huggies and Pampers. Now be careful that it doesn't have alcohol in it. You don't want to give your child or your an elderly person or your roommate or your significant other, your husband or your wife. They'll say, hey, I need something to clean myself. Do not hand them something with alcohol in them. Make sure the wipes are gentle. So start collecting wet wipes. Make sure that these wet wipes don't have alcohol or bleach in them. We'll talk about the cleaning products in a little while. Also, things to store. Not hoard, but store up. You want to have cotton balls. When you have cotton balls, these are for several uses. Make sure these cotton balls are hypoallergenic. So if someone has allergies, be careful. Be considerate of what you're putting in your bag for other people. You want to make sure you have toothpaste and toothbrushes. These are great toiletries to have. You can also get a bucket for $1. I keep all my toiletries in the bucket. All these items that you see fit in that big tub. So make sure you have a bucket to wash with. You may need to take and have several people get ready in different rooms, so have a bucket or two to put water in to wash. I can't say enough about grabbing samples at the store and purchasing them. You want to get things like Listerine, Crest, shampoo, little bars of soap. Make sure you have these in your kit. If several people are near you and they don't have items or didn't think to have these items, you have them ready. Also, make sure you have gloves in your hygiene and toiletry kit. You're going to need them to clean. You may need them to pick up debris, but these are great items to have. So number 11 and 12 are wet wipes and hygiene items. Now let's say you have to go outside. In the event that you have to go outside, I don't have a whole lot of tools, but this is an outdoor tool kit. So number 13, outdoor tools. This is an Ozark Mountain kit. You can get these at Walmart. Again, I think this was around $20. It has a machete, a hatchet, a knife, things I don't really know how to use. I've been learning how to use them. But if you have to cut some branches for your fire pit and you don't have wood readily available, you could ask your roommate or your significant other or maybe a neighbor or someone, hey, can you help me? I need to cut some wood for my fire pit. And you can also share your fire pit. And if you have to cook, you can say, hey, I'll cut down the wood and we can share our fire pit or our grill together. This also has paracord in here. Paracord is good to hang up inside or outside as a clothesline. And along with that, make sure you get yourself some clothespins. You never know, you may have to wash clothes by hand if the electricity is out. So these are great tools, and you may have to hang up a line of paracord and hang your clothes up. And your clothes will still be clean, but you have these items so you can survive this natural disaster. Number 14. Besides hygiene items, this is a really good part of the show. Okay, in the event that you lose electricity, let's say at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and your power goes down, and you lose all your food. This is a perfect example. My friend from Georgia called and said, I lost all my food. I wasn't prepared. I don't have a pantry. And I've been telling all my friends, get a closet, get a tub, fill up your food in your kitchen. Well, this is a meal prep bag. I happen to get a Mark Harmon Powered Inspire bar. This is 5 energy liquid to keep yourself going. There's canned beef by Keystone, green beans by Del Monte, Betty Crocker potatoes, and Knorr rice. Also some fruit cocktail. So your food groups are in there. In this bag, there's a bag of chicken, or 2 cans of chicken, Reese's Pieces for dessert, liquid energy, potatoes. Also, we have some green beans and some rice. So these are meal prep bags. So when it gets to be 4 o'clock and you're thinking, wow, I watched this show, I've got my bags in my pantry. Set them in your pantry in the 2-gallon bags, and then when your emergency happens, they're ready to go. Now, don't forget your snacks. You can have banana chips, even Jiffy popcorn and chocolate. So even if it's not quite a party, you've got snacks. So make sure you have your snacks handy. Make sure you think of keto and gluten-free. And also think of your pets. If you have dogs and cats, make sure you have dog and cat food. And don't forget the baby food. So you've thought of everybody. And that concludes our top 10 items plus 5 bonus items. Make sure you also have a pad of paper, pens, and pencils around so you can write things down. And the last item, which is worthy, which goes along with water, is a solar shower. If you have to bathe, make sure this is an additional item you could pick up. And we'll talk about it in our outdoor section, but you can also bring the solar shower indoors. I think this cost me about $17. You can warm the water up outside. You can use your plastic sheeting to make a shower on the outside, or you can hang this inside. So now you can survive a natural disaster, learning about these 10 things, and make sure, put them in your plastic tub. Mine has wheels and a handle. Believe it or not, all of this fits in my tub from Target. You can go to Walmart or an Ace Hardware store to get your big tub. But now you are going to be prepared to survive a natural disaster. And remember to think of everybody. This has been Prepping for Everybody. My name's Andrea. Tune in next time when we talk about how to use a tourniquet and how to make your own wound kit, and we'll learn how to make a splint. Have a good day, everybody, and happy prepping.